China tried to trap Indian farmers with fertilizer, but India's counterattack left the dragon stunned. The first time the news broke that China had targeted Indian farmers, the entire nation was left in shock. Just imagine, a country already grappling with food security and climate challenges suddenly faces a silent assault on its backbone, the farmers. What happens if the supply of essential fertilizers is quietly cut off? That's exactly what China tried. Without any formal ban, without any loud announcement, it began slowing down the shipment of special fertilizers crucial for Indian agriculture. No noise, no headlines, just a stealthy blow to India's roots. But China underestimated India. It forgot that today's India doesn't remain silent. India not only exposed the ploy, but struck back in a way that left the dragon dazed. And today, we'll dive deep into this powerful story of resilience, retaliation, and a new era of self-reliance. But before we begin, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, so you're always the first to get updates on our latest videos. So, without further delay, let's get started on today's eye-opening discussion. China thought that by disrupting the supply of special fertilizers used in India, Indian farmers would become helpless. Vegetables, fruits, flowers, all of which require special fertilizers like polymer-coated urea, chelated micronutrients, potassium nitrate, and monoammonium phosphate, would come to a halt. China knew that India depended on it for up to 80% of these fertilizers. But India sensed this move from China in time. The central government not only recognized the threat, but also took immediate action. As soon as China started slowing the supply, the Indian government called a meeting with the country's major public, private, and cooperative fertilizer companies. The message was clear: we must now become self-reliant at any cost. The things we've been importing from China, we must now produce ourselves, at a large scale and with high quality. India began working rapidly in this direction. Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative Limited, or IFFCO, had already started domestic production of special fertilizers back in 2011, but now was the time to scale it up. IFFCO's current production capacity is 15,000 tons per year. However, the problem was that India did not yet have the technology to produce certain special fertilizers like monoammonium phosphate, MAP, and calcium nitrate. China was playing this game with the strength of its technology. That's when an Indian startup, Ishita International, entered the scene. This company did something that even China hadn't imagined. Ishita International developed a unique technology based on raw materials available in India through which the production of MAP, calcium magnesium, calcium nitrate, and other water-soluble fertilizers became possible. In a way, India prepared the key to its own food security. 𝐮𝐩𝐿𝐵, the business development manager at Ishita International, says that their pilot project is receiving full support from the government. This plant has the capacity to produce 10,000 tons of MAP and 5,000 to 7,000 tons of other special fertilizers. They are now seeking large-scale commercial investment to make India self-reliant. And this is where China's entire plan collapsed. India's technological breakthrough dealt a major blow to China's strategy. The products China had stopped sending to India were now being rerouted through other countries and sold to India at a much higher price. China thought India would step back, but instead, India had already begun sowing the seeds of its own fertilizer self-sufficiency. Another aspect of this story is the issue of sulfur. India still imports sulfur from Middle Eastern countries. Companies like Coromandel International, Deepak Fertilizers, and National Fertilizers play a key role in this. But it is certain that in the coming years, India is moving steadily towards self-reliance on this front as well. A country that can send a spacecraft to the moon, why wouldn't it be able to produce its own fertilizer bags? Now, let's talk about the Chinese move that triggered this entire chain of events. China never officially announced an export ban on fertilizers to India, but it slowed everything down, delaying supply chains, holding up containers, and creating delays in customs processing. China assumed Indian farmers would suffer. The government would bend under pressure and it could advance its diplomatic agenda. But India proved that in times of crisis, it doesn't panic, it builds a new path. Meanwhile, according to a report, China is now sending fertilizers like calcium nitrate to other countries such as the UAE, Malaysia, or Singapore, and from there, they are being rerouted to India, causing India to bear 50% to 60% more in shipping costs. But the Indian government has caught on to this game. Now the government is focusing on the raw materials that can help us produce fertilizers domestically. 𝐟𝐨𝐥𝐿𝐴, the national president of the Soluble Fertilizer Industry Association, made a powerful statement. Earlier, we relied on China for technology, but now we will feed our farmers with fertilizers made from our own technology. This line isn't just a statement, it's a declaration of India's shifting mindset. Farmers no longer want to depend solely on weather or market conditions. They want their soil to receive the same nourishment available in foreign lands. If their land lacks calcium, they want access to that fertilizer within India, not from overseas. And the government supports this vision, because when farmers become self-reliant, the nation becomes strong. The Indian government is not just forming policies in this direction, it is taking action on the ground. From the Ministry of Agriculture to the Ministry of Industry, all departments have initiated discussions with the special fertilizer industry. Private companies are being given subsidies and investment incentives to boost both research and production. These steps are not just a response to the current crisis, they are laying the foundation for the future. Statistics show that nearly 60% of farming in India still relies on fertilizers. And as demand for fruits, vegetables, and flowers continue to rise, so will the need for special fertilizers. In such a scenario, India had no other option but to chart its own course away from China. And now that the nation has taken that path, China's intent has crumbled. The very nation that was once seen as weak is now showing the world that it bows to no pressure. This is a message not just to China, but to all those countries who believe they can influence India's policies by halting supplies. In this entire story, the biggest victory belongs to the Indian farmer, because now he knows that the government understands his needs. And the government isn't responding with just words, it's taking real action. Startups, public sector units, and private companies are coming together to shape the future of India's food security. Today, India isn't just manufacturing fertilizers, it's building its confidence. It's cultivating not just the soil, but a new policy mindset. It's not just growing crops, it's nurturing the dreams that once withered in the shadows of China's tactics. And the next time any nation tries to strike at India's roots, they will remember. India now responds in ways that astonish the world. Because this India no longer just reacts, it strategizes.
Something new. Do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.